Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to build an n8n workflow that crafts and sends an email to your new contacts or leads who are interested in a specific service that you provide. This workflow uses AI to search for any related projects in a project's completed table and sends a personalized email for that specific lead. This is what the n8n workflow looks like. We have an Airtable trigger that will listen to our table. This one listens to our contacts table here. In order to configure this trigger, you have to go to Airtable and sign up. You should create a new workspace. Give it a name that makes sense. And in this workspace, we're going to create what we call a base. Choose Build an app on your own. Rename the base. And you want to give each table a specific name. So you're going to double click. We can call this contacts, or we can call it leads. The next step is going to be removing any unnecessary columns. We want to add some columns. So the first one is going to be the email of the lead. So you choose single line text. We need another for project, which is the specific service that the client wants. So finally, the last column we need is created time, because the n8n Airtable trigger needs it. We will give it a name like created. We're going to use the same name that we gave to the created time field to our trigger field here. We're going to specify the base by ID and the table also. So here you can see the code that starts with app is our base. Copy that and put it here. The next one is the table. We're going to use it here. To connect our Airtable account, we need to create credential, choose access token. Here you can see the scopes: data records read, data records write, and schema basis read. In order to get the access token, we need to go to airtable.com and click on the avatar. Go to Builder Hub. You can see we're on personal access tokens. You need to create a token. Here you can give any name, for example, onboarding. We're going to add the scopes here. We have data records read, data records write. We need one more: schema basis read. And finally, we need to attach an access to a specific base or all resources. We can just do the onboarding base, create token. So it will give us this token. We'll copy it and we'll paste it here. In order to test that it works, I'm going to remove these rows. So here we're going to start the trigger. Is going to listen, narratable data found. So we'll add we have everything that we need here. We will pin the data for testing. Next, we will pass the data from the trigger to our AI agent to craft the email. So we will pass the name and project as the user message. We have system message here telling the AI to act as a salesperson. We will tell it to use the previous projects tool as a reference. We have the range from 5K to 15K. And also we have to turn on the required specific output format because we want to use an output parser. The previous projects tool that I mentioned is connected to this table, projects completed. It will search through the projects. So here we have the previous projects tool. You can also see it from here. It is connected to our Airtable account. We have two of the tokens. The first one I'm using for this, and the second for the onboarding base. We don't want to copy the whole thing again, so I'm going to keep using the previously set up account token. And then we have tool description. It's initially set automatically, but we want to set it manually. We will say you must use this tool to search about previous projects. The operation, we're going to click on search. We will choose the base and table, and the return all field, we're going to define it automatically by the model. You can click on an icon like this to make the AI agent choose what it wants. Let's check out the output parser. It will output subject and the message. So let's test it using our data here. We're using Grok chat model, by the way. We have a few options here, but I chose Llama 3.3 70 billion versatile because it's capable of using tools. So we have the subject and our message. Hello Nathan, thank you for considering our website development company. We have a proven track record of delivering high quality websites, and it continues. So it says our price range from 5,000 to 15,000. The next thing we want is to pin this data. After that, we're going to send the AI output for approval to someone in the company. Before that, we want to use a set node to set the output to email, because otherwise we're going to use JSON.output, or we're going to need to specify this exact node. But because we have a revision agent here, we want the same field named email. And then after that, it goes into the send and wait for response Gmail node. To connect our n8n to Gmail, we're going to come to Google Cloud Console, create your project, and then search Gmail API here. The first time you're gonna use this, it will ask you to enable the API. But here, because I've done this before, I'll click manage. Now you want to go to credentials. So we will create a credential here. Choose auth client ID. Application type is a web application. Name can be n8n workflow. So here in authorized redirect URIs, let's create a new credential, auth. Here it will give you auth redirect URL. Click this. Now it gives you the client ID and the client secret. So it works because we're using Gmail called n8n. We're going to change it to CEO. So this is the person that will approve the pitch. Then the subjects are going to be approve onboarding message. We have the subject and the message. We will choose response type, free text, and before this, we need to execute this. Now we have email here. So we have email.subject, email.message, but this one needs us to unpin. Let's execute it and see what happens. Pin data. All right, so we may unpin this, and so it's actually generating another email. Okay, so this is the email. Hello Nathan, thank you for considering our website development. It's almost the same as the previous one. It's waiting for input because we're using send and wait for response. You have received this email for approval. Then it says, hello Nathan, thank you for this and that. We're going to send it to n8n@gmail.com because this is the client. Then the next thing is we click on respond. It will take us to localhost, or it's going to be where you deploy your n8n. Then we can input our response here. So let's say talk a bit about some of the websites you built before. So here we can see that it's still waiting. It says got it, thanks. You can see we have received our response here. So the next step is to classify the text as approved or declined. The description is approval text with positive sentiment and no edit requirements. Otherwise, if it requests anything like change this, change that, like we said here, talk a bit about some of the websites is going to go through the declined. We're on the declined branch. Now the next step is the revision agent. This is basically the same agent as the first one. It adds the initial message from or edits the state note that we added, and it says email the message. This is very important because if we use the first output from the sales page generator agent here, it's going to keep editing the first message. But because we're using this state node and then we go through this and the revision agent changes it, then on the third time we will edit the second edit because the data, it keeps changing in the state node. Let's test this step. So here it says, hello Nathan, thank you. It talks about fashion brand, include custom shopping cart. So we have, let's check if we have those projects. We don't have any fashion related projects that we did before, so we will have to tell it to use the tool. It didn't even use the tool. We click on the next node. So now we have our new email. We're still getting the initial email, so we want to stop the whole thing, or maybe refresh. Let's save it first. We want to run the whole thing because here edit field is going to take JSON.output. I'm not sure why exactly it's only using this, but it will work if it's going directly without us clicking on the play button here. So we have the email. Here is a new email. It says, thank you for considering our website, and it's almost the same as the previous one. Let's check the output from here. Yes, I think it's the same. So now we will tell it to add something from our project completed. We will say like use our Django websites as examples. So we're here to the text classifier. It's declined, and we'll generate another revision. So you see, this is a problem I'm facing because our chat model here is not using the previous projects too. So when you attach a model, you want to be sure that you use tools. Llama 3.3 7TB and versatile uses tools, but your model is going to be the one deciding if it wants to use the tools, and also your prompts. You want to specify in the prompt that you need to use the tool. So let's actually see if the new email is it says Django here, work on Django websites. Let's see if it's the one that is sent now. So yeah, we have Django here. Let's say it's good to go. We're back to the text classifier. Then it goes to the approved branch. The next step is to send the final email. Now it says the provider authorization grant. Yeah. So we want to use this token, and it's going to send it to nasio@gmail.com because the trigger node will provide it as the lead. Here we go. You can see here we have welcome to our website development company. Hello Nathan, thank you for this. And we have the final revised version of our email.